Let's continue this conversation with Michigan Congressman John James. Congressman, before I get to this actual conflict, Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of the state that you represent as well, tweeted out, early on Sunday, said, "I have been in touch with communities impacted by what's happening in the region. It's abhorrent. My heart is impacted with all those. We need peace in this region." Now, no mention of Israel or anything like that. What is it with her and many others on the left just refusing to say that Israel just got attacked?
Look, they're trying to hedge their bets, and these are same people who have BLM signs in their yard who are trying to use a both sides argument here when Americans have died, when thousands of Israelis have been injured, and hundreds have been killed, murdered while they were just living life. The only and the preeminent democracy in the Middle East, and she needs Twitter backlash and polling to tell her what the right thing to do is. Well, we know what the right thing to do is to stand up against anti-Semitism, to stand with Israel, and to make sure that we stamp out and call out this hatefulness for what it is. We stand with Israel, and Gretchen Whitmer's failure to do that is shameful.
Yeah, well, Congressman, they are our only ally in the region. Okay, or at least a serious ally that we can actually count on for certain things. I worked with the IDF when I was over in Iraq. So, yeah. Look, obviously you yourself with a background with the similar regards. The issue is, why won't these people unilaterally say, yes, Israel, you got your children were rocketed in the middle of the night. We're coming to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't understand, Carl. And so you and I both served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. We understand the fog of war. We understand how nasty and dirty and hellish war is. But there are people who've been insulated from the reality of the world. There are people who've been insulated from decision making. And they don't understand that weakness at home and failing to stand with our allies invites our enemies to attack. Mm-hmm. They don't understand that their words have the force of power, and they don't realize that failing to stand with Israel is going to have life and death consequences on the ground. We must stand with Israel. We must stand against these terrorist scumbags, Hamas, and we need to do everything that we can to make sure this conflict, that we support Israel in its right to self-defense and with no equivocation.
Well, Congressman, before I let you go, we talked about it earlier in the show about the fact that we have these LGBTQ groups that are saying we stand with Palestine, but yet you talked about the fact that we have no idea what we're doing here in America. They don't know that Hamas throws gay people off the top of buildings. So why are we getting a huge faction of Americans to support this when their rights wouldn't exist under their regime?
That's exactly right. It wouldn't exist in these repressive regimes. It just goes to show their ignorance and the fact that you might have very smart people who have no common sense. They should try to see what we've seen. They should see the death and devastation, the havoc that's wreaked on the lives of folks who are of different races, of different genders and sexual ideologies. They have the right in this country to spew their ignorance on the streets of New York. We must stand with Israel. We must stand against the Hamas terrorists, and any equivocation is dangerous for our allies, and we shouldn't stand for it here in America.
Well, Congressman, before I let you go really quickly, obviously Kevin McCarthy is out. Congress doesn't have a speaker right now. You can't get to much. If we're going to need aid packages or funding or, God forbid, a declaration of war, what's the plan to get Congress moving again?
The thing that I'm most concerned with is the threats to the homeland. Right now, a Speaker pro tem does not have the full power of a Speaker of the House. We didn't foresee this happening. And because Democrats voted in lockstep 100% to kick out a Republican Speaker of the House, now we're at a point where our homeland is vulnerable. We absolutely must rectify that immediately and make sure that we put a leader in place as Speaker of the House who can not only get the most conservative bills possible through a Democrat Senate and signed by a Democrat president, but to secure our borders, to lower spending, and to address our long-term debt, but also make sure that our homeland is safe and secure in the event of threat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be leaving this right now, going there and doing everything I can to help secure this nation right here in Washington, the same way we did in Baghdad.
All right. Well, Congressman John James, appreciate your service. Appreciate you doing it again down in Capitol Hill for us.